Hey, there it is. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the November Charitable Roundtable gathering. We love coming in here. We officially start, we say we officially start at 11:30, but we really get going into the day at 11:35. So that way we can give people the opportunity to talk and get to know each other, introduce each other, and catch up. So we have several people that are on here, which I am grateful that you have joined us. I want to acknowledge Frank. He is the M Spirit symbol. He is currently on a call, but it is because of his passion of connection and networking and creating spaces for people to come together that we are here. I also want to acknowledge Miss Genevieve and Crystal, who are two of the people that are part of the planning committee, the steering committee. We worked together to make it happen. Originally, long time ago, we were like, got to come up with topics that can be beneficial to the different nonprofits. And that's what we really wanted to do. Like, what topic? And we would talk about board governance, and we would talk about social media, and we would talk about legal, and we would talk about taking advantage of different things. But then Genevieve came up with an awesome idea of like, let's find out what it is that the nonprofits need and let's give them real time support. And so it's been a couple months now. And when people that are in the nonprofit space have a need, we start to talk about it. And let's see what we can give you so that way you get support in real time. So this is a space for real time support. And Genevieve has been in the nonprofit space for 25 years. She started a nonprofit that's 25 years old. She has a strong corporate America background as well. I've been in the nonprofit space. Actually, I've been in the nonprofit space for almost 30 years. Um, 20 years with the organization, but I was in the nonprofit space working for a nonprofit before I founded a nonprofit. And the nonprofit that I was working with has gone on to become a national organization with a multi-million-dollar budget. They are doing some great things. Um, and so I started there, I was just in the space. I never knew that I would be in the space at the level that I'm in it, but it's been 30, it's been 30 years. Oh my God. Oh. So, with that, I would like to give everyone the opportunity to introduce themselves and introduce yourself, say your name. If you're in the nonprofit space, share the name of the nonprofit organization, the mission of the nonprofit. Feel free to share the website address as well. So that way we have it on record on the recording, but then eventually put it in the chat as well. And so what I will do is I'm going to call on the first person, and then when you're finished, first person, you will then call on the next person. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. So since most people's cameras are off, I'm going to call on the person whose camera is on. So Carolyn, I'll give you the opportunity to introduce yourself.
Hello, thanks. My name is Carolyn Boyce, and couple of things. I'm manager of people and culture with Rise Travel Institute. We provide sustainable travel education. Um, we're an all volunteer organization, and I started CS Boyce Nonprofit Solutions a couple of months ago to provide fractional services in the people and culture space and operations to nonprofits. And I'm also an MPA student at University of Illinois Chicago, and I've been with nonprofits in various ways as a volunteer and professionally for 20 years. So got a few years on me, but I'm catching up.
Okay. All the
What do
experienced years, people.
Genevieve.
oh, I was going to ask you, what can we
Oh,
do for you? Where are you now? Why are you here? And how can we help you today?
oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
before we get to that, can we just do the introductions?
Oh, you want
Um,
to do everybody?
yeah,
Okay.
let's do
All
that.
right.
That way we have everybody right together.
Okay. And
And
Carolyn
then,
can think.
yep. So I think she was calling on you so that you could introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Carolyn, I'm the founder of Pajama Program, now Beyond Bedtime, 25 years old, national, and we provide new pajamas and new books to children. And now we are getting into the reasons and the solutions for helping them get sleep because they've been through trauma and haven't slept in a very long time and they can't function the next day. And so with everybody having sleep problems, all of us, all ages, because of the world we're in, I think these children have had even more trauma. So we're moving forward with doctors and therapists to add that to the mission of Pajama Program and Beyond Bedtime.
I just
And
listened to
now
your
I speak about it.
I
Sorry.
learned all about you in a podcast that I just listened to a few days ago.
Ah, well, welcome.
Small world. Six has 6 degrees of separation.
Yes, we just talked about that.
Yep. So you get to call them the next person, Genevieve.
Okay, Nicole.
She may be on a call.
Okay, Lana.
You're on mute.
Our nonprofit is a New Creation Center. So we provide multiple services for domestic violence. So we provide housing, and also we provide, right now we have all volunteers, and we have social worker, spiritual care, finance, education, and housing. And we have 6 months program, and then we're building in onto it. So we planning to have like a same thing as your sleeping kind of thing. I'm a nurse practitioner, so we open a clinic. So we're gonna have umbrella, so we can. It's more like a treating a trauma through spiritual care, teach them education, also have a provider who can see them, primary provider, and then same thing as counseling and everything like that. So we have social worker for that. So it's really small, but God opening up the doors for us. So we just running, to make it more stable into it.
Okay. Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome. This is not your first time here?
Yeah, second.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, I remember you. Okay. The next person is going to be?
Next person will be Megan.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Megan Bellick from Omaha, Nebraska with Project Surprise Party. We've been around for a year and a month now, and we provide birthday packages to children and families in need with children, but their families refer them to us. And we provide the gifts, plates, forks, and napkins, a new book, baked cake and candles, and a birthday card to the families to give to their children on behalf of themselves, so the children don't know that they are referred. Let's see here. Kurt.
Quiet on the Take 5. Here we go. A roll. Lights. Camera. Action. I'm Kurt Roskoff, aka Special K, here to brighten up your day. So let's get underway. I'm a podcaster. Each and every one of you are welcome for a free complimentary offer to share who you are, what you do, your service, what you provide, your journey, anything personally you'd like to share. And it's all in live stream fashion, going out to YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, X Spaces. And we're also involved in global streaming, live streaming television. Isn't that exciting? We can reach 800 million. And it's all a free complimentary offer. Let's blow it up, folks. Who says you can't have fun at Charitable Roundtable? Back to you. Oh, and you would be Carolyn. Did you go yet? You went? Let's go to Nicole. Did you go, Nicole? There you go, Nicole. It's you. Come on down.
No, it's not even fair to make me go after that introduction. Like, but
It's all about growing, Nicole. Grow into it. Here we go.
That's what I get for stepping away to take that call. But yeah, my name is Nicole Simpson. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio. I actually run an insurance agency that specializes in nonprofit support. So a huge portion of our book of business supports nonprofits from all different walks of life, making sure they can get everything that they need, specifically some of those hard to cover advocacy kinds of groups. So we've been able to cover groups like Black Lives Matter and different folks like that, large national organizations that need assistance. So we got a little bit of a niche here in Central Ohio. Right now, we're only serving in Central Ohio, so I don't think I can help hardly anybody else on this call if they needed it. But if someone has insurance questions or just needs to know where to go, I probably am your girl. So thanks, guys.
Choose the next person.
Thought I was the last person.
We
hmm.
have Crystal and Olivia.
Oh, great. Crystal's my new friend. I'll pick Crystal.
Thanks, Nicole. So I'm Crystal Johnson. I don't have a nonprofit. My business is change management. The specific change that I am helping people, businesses, organizations, nonprofits, for-profits with is artificial intelligence. So if you have any questions of the best ways to implement it for the people that you serve, the things that you do, reach out to me. I'm happy to have that conversation. And Olivia, I'm passing the mic to you.
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm Dr. Olivia K. Hernandez, and I'm actually the lead engineer over at the Center for Design and Manufacturing Excellence in the College of Engineering at The Ohio State University. So we're over on the west side of campus. And I'm joining this call. Our center actually won basically a grant to provide free online cybersecurity training for all Ohio small businesses and nonprofits. And I'm just trying to let people know about this amazing free resource. It's online, on demand, self-paced. So trying to make it as accessible as possible. So just sharing this resource.
Thank you, Olivia. And so, good to see you, girl. I will tell you, if you have a business in Ohio, definitely take the assessment. It's not hard, it's not that long, and it will cause you to really get a better understanding about the cybersecurity arena. So I know Nicole is in Columbus, Ohio. So for her business, she can take it. And then I'm sure she knows a bunch of people. And so we got to get another post and put it in the Connect North Columbus group and really push that as well. So good to see you. I already introduced Frank. I am Mary Jenkins, and I am the founder of the Cancer Option Collaborative, an organization that brings together resources to help those that are in active treatment succeed on their road to recovery. When I'm not working in the nonprofit space, I also own a networking franchise where I teach people how to network and encourage them to participate in philanthropic giving. Because I'm finding there are a lot of people that are in business, but they don't necessarily include supporting a charity. And so it doesn't matter if it's my charity, it doesn't matter what charity, it's just a matter of them actually supporting a charity. And so I have been doing that. And so I have a for-profit element and a nonprofit element, but I'm most excited about the nonprofit element because nonprofits are my passion. It didn't start out as my passion, but became my passion as a result of my personal experience of dealing with cancer. When I was going through my cancer battle, I got laid off work and needed help paying bills and couldn't find anyone. So 20 years ago, there weren't organizations that were out there that were providing financial assistance. And so since I couldn't find the help that I needed, I reached out to the American Cancer Society, and they told me to reach out to your local church. And it's like, wow, you guys get millions, but you tell people to contact the local church. Okay. I talked to my church. It was a beautiful thing. My church stepped in and said, yes, we will help you. And all I thought was, what about everybody else? What about the other people that are battling cancer that need help? What can we do, to help them? We got to do something. Somebody's got to be the voice to let people know where money does and doesn't go in the world of cancer and all of that great stuff. And my pastor said, you're right, Mary. Someone needs to tell the story. You're right, Mary. And I'm like, I know, Pastor. And you're right. And I'm like, no, not me. So that was 20 years ago. And I've been doing it ever since. So my passion is really, really to help people, help those that are in the nonprofit space. And so when I met Frank about 10, 12 years ago, and found out about the Charitable Roundtable when we were meeting in person. It was like, oh my God, this is a great, great opportunity. And I will say, prior to the pandemic, we would have like 30, 40 people in a room in person because they really wanted to get away. They were trying to get away from their job. That's why they would show up. And so when we became, because of pandemic, we tried, well, I won't say we, because it wasn't we, it was Frank. He tried to, he did the hybrid meetings. So he would set up a room and there, you know, some people would show up in person, but then we could tune in as well. And then he finally, you know, said, you know what, why don't we just make it virtual? And what we didn't realize that in doing it, making it virtual, we were going to then get people from all across the country that could chime in. And it gave a better space for people to be able to talk and give more insight. And so between Frank and Genevieve and Crystal and Kurt and everybody coming together and the people that came, we have been able to really, really provide the support that nonprofits really, really need in real time. And so at the beginning, when Carolyn was sharing about her and her nonprofit, and Genevieve asked, how can we help you today? Because that's Genevieve's heart. Genevieve is like, how can we help you right now? And it's beautiful because between Genevieve's heart and the meeting that we had with Kurt, when Kurt said, you know what, if we're going to do something that can help a nonprofit get money, you know, further spread their vision and make a greater impact in real time, then that's what we need to do. And it was like, ding, match made in heaven. We all jumped in and said, okay, what can we do? So now, Genevieve, now you can ask the question to Carolyn. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to ask this of everyone here. So, Carolyn, how can we help you today? Where are you at?
Hi. Well, thanks for asking. Because this is my first meeting. Just wanted to say I met Mary a few years ago and we had a great conversation, but this is the first time that I've joined this meeting. So thanks for holding these. I'm trying to plug my computer in. I'm in Chicago currently. As I said in the chat, I grew up in Ohio. I'm from Ohio. My LLC is registered in Ohio. So very familiar and still connected with everything Ohio. But my CS Voice Nonprofit Solutions is not a nonprofit. It's an LLC. It's a DBA of my LLC that is for servicing nonprofits. So I think in that regard, I'm just looking for new connections with nonprofits who might need help with recruiting or, you know, just team engagement. I have a whole host of services that I can provide in like the HR light space, people and culture, DEI, setting up and managing systems that you need for a nonprofit online, like anything from project management to scheduling software. There's a lot of things that I know how to do. So yeah, just connecting with people. And then I'm also here because I am a student and I'm working with Rise Travel Institute as a volunteer and learning a lot that I hadn't had a chance to in other positions. So this specifically was interesting to me from the financial side because I haven't had a lot to do with financial matters with nonprofits and I want to learn more. So I want to learn grant writing and just budgeting. So just kind of here to see what can come of this. And I saw that you have these every month, so I'm really excited to keep coming back.
Okay, so hopefully you'll see and hear ways that we can offer assistance and support. And then when there's something specific that you need, just put your hand up if you're here today or not, or coming next week. We want to help you and everybody with what's going on right now because it's crunch time for a lot of nonprofits in the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's try Megan. You've been a regular. How's it going? You had good news last time, and this is your time.
Well, good news keeps it flowing. So we started our end of year campaign October 6th. Our goal is to raise $12,500, which will put together funds for 100 birthday packages. As of right now, today we are at about 5,000 raised. We had a donor last week that donated up to $2,000 matching funds for Friday to Friday. So today is our last day, and we are at about 600 shy of that 2,000. So my ask of people today is, if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, to like, share, reshare posts that we have had to try to get that full $2,000 match. We're about $600 shy right now. It's been a whirlwind over the last year, but specifically this last month, because requests for birthday packages have, increased with government shutdowns, with SNAP benefits. We have a huge military presence here in our area. So we have still yet never had to turn away a package, and we hope that is always going to be the case. We've been connected with multiple different organizations from a donor standpoint. Just meeting our first volunteer this morning, she came and put together plates, forks, and napkin packages of 10 in all the colors that we offer. And I had tears in my eyes, because even though it's such a simple gesture, it was an hour and a half of getting to know her and her passion and what drives her. She asked questions on what our board consists of and how to become a board member. I didn't realize she was taking video and photo content, because she has a following on Instagram. So she made these little videos and is going to post them. So it's just, one little door sometimes at a time, but one little door is still a door. And my big thing is keep moving forward, even if it's a little door. I can't remember if we had this information last month, but so Stories is a local coffee company in our area, and they are supporting us for Q4 as their nonprofit. And they hosted an event on Wednesday for influencers in our area. And they came and got to taste test their holiday menu, some pastry items, and then got goodie boxes from different vendors. And they gave me the opportunity to speak on behalf of Project Surprise Party, since they're supporting us. So we received donations that day. People have liked and shared and reshared posts of us, because I've never been really in the influencing world or high in the Facebook, Instagram world, but the more people you know, the more people know you. And I think that's probably been the biggest thing that I've taken away since meeting Genevieve a few years back, and just the trickle effect of putting yourself out there and sharing your passion, because what's the worst they're going to do is say no. So
I want to bring you back to your goal.
Amazing.
I'm interrupting you because I'm
Yes.
focused on your goal. Today's the last day?
Just for the match, the donor match is the last day.
Can you do an email? And people love to make it under the wire. People love to see how close you are. It's exciting. Everybody likes to, hit that top and be part of it. Can you spend the day reaching, calling, emailing people with a short, sweet, fun, maybe a picture, say how close you are, and that this is such an amazing gift from a donor, and focus on the number of children that each donation, let's get you to the goal today, because that's a big deal, a match.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. And you know where I am if you just want anything. But anybody here, if you have an idea, unmute and give Megan your idea for their last day push in a real exciting, upbeat way. That's great.
Okay. I'm back. My internet at home has dropped, and I'm like, oh my God. So like my whole system is not working. So what are share again what you're talking about, Megan? I'm sorry, I was gone for those moments.
Nope, you're fine.
You got a donor match, and
yep, they did it for a week. So last Friday to this Friday, up to $2,000, and we are at about $600 shy of donations to get to that 2,000 to make it 4,000, which would be just phenomenal, because this is the first time we had somebody reach out and want to do a match. So it's just been amazing. And just to see people that don't even live in the city. My sister's boyfriend's mother donated. It's just, yeah, as you
I mean,
start to touch people
call them up and say,
share.
what other relatives do you have? Like, make it fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, so this was the experience that I had. I had a gentleman that gave me 14 days, and he said, if you can raise $10,000, I'll match it. And I was like, hell, absolutely. 14 days, I got it. When I say I called everybody and anybody and asked people to call everybody and anybody, I went live on Facebook, live on Instagram. It was almost the sense of urgency moved people to action. Not a desperation, but it was an excitement, like, oh my God, we can do this. We can really, really do this. And so if you're only $600 away, this definitely can be done. Definitely. So how can a person contribute?
I'm sorry, you cut out.
How can a person contribute?
We on our website, projectsurpriseparty.org, we have a Venmo account at Project Surprise Party. I mean, obviously mailing checks if they're postmarked by today. But yeah, those are the biggest ways is on our website. And then
hold on, what is the Venmo again? At Project?
I can put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat. And put me down for $50.
Yeah, I was just gonna get my phone.
Yeah, that's why I was asking too.
Yeah. I mean, you got us excited. This is a great thing. This is what we want to do. How can we help you today, this week? All right, hold on. I'm getting my Venmo out. All right. So you got it, right? Megan, get out there with a smile on your face and excitement and make a board and keep taking pictures of it and cross it down, make that temperature thing, show people we just got 50. Be the telethon.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to show you something that I do now. I think I showed it once before, but you can make this in the interim.
And if you do Venmo, please put your email address or some way that we can contact you to send our thank yous to. That is huge for our organization. We want to be able to obviously have you have your tax form because it is tax deductible, but also just our thank yous are huge from
board
our organization.
It's my board.
Oh, it's cute.
It's a board. It's a board. It has 100 spots, 100 spaces on it. So when I am going out there doing my speaking, doing my speaking, I tell people I'm looking for 100 people. I need you to be one of my 100 people, and then let them know what I can do. So if you are 600, you said $600. Now you're $550, and with whatever Genevieve is given, you'll be even less.
Down $100, $50.
Okay. So that means you're $500 away. You're $500 away. Okay. You can actually break that down to say, I'm looking for 10 people that can give $50.
Well, I did a video yesterday and talked about when we would have been at 800, I want to say. We had one come in overnight. I did, 8 people donate $100 or 16 people donate $50. And I've gotten more comfortable getting on and just chatting on.
Do it again today.
Do it again
this morning. Do it twice today.
Do it again. Yeah.
I just made a list of a couple people to call.
Mm-hmm. Or, and even if, I need 50 people that can give $10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way. I'll tell you. So probably about, oh God, when did we start this? In 2012. So when the organization was 6 years old, I actually attended a sales conference, and the guy was talking about having a pitch where rather than try to go after the one person that can give 10,000, find a bunch of little people, and then, you can do it. And I was like, that's genius. And so I created a campaign called 5 Alive campaign. And I was like, okay, 5 Alive, we get everybody to give $5. And then if we want to raise $10,000, we just need to find 2,000 people that can do this. And so by making it where it was smaller chunks, people, we were able to make it happen. So smaller chunks made it happen. And so you may not have the people that can give the 100 or even the 50, but it's like, we want everybody to be a part. So if you can give $5 or more, because the people that want to give more will give more anyway. And when that's what Carolyn just says, it all adds up. And you want to, because, and this is for everybody that's in the nonprofit space that fundraises. I fundraise a lot, like a whole lot, I can turn anything into a fundraiser. And somebody made a comment that, oh my God, Mary Jenkins is always begging for money. And I had to help them understand that it wasn't that I was begging for money. I was giving them the opportunity to be part of something bigger than them. And changing that mindset with that person then went on and became a fundraiser for me. It was like, you've got to be part of what Mary's doing. What she's doing is so big because it's bigger. And so Megan, what you're doing, you have someone who has said, we're going to match $2,000. It's bigger than any one of us, but we need everybody's help. Let's make it happen. We can do this together. And the way, if you come out of your comfort zone and actually put some excitement behind it, get Kurt. More excitement, you will make it happen. You will make it happen.
Yeah. And you got to let us know, because we're gonna see who's next. Mary, who's next that we can help? Megan, you have to let us know how you do. Midnight tonight.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
So who else? Oh, we got some other people on here. We got Mimi's on here. Okay. We got Megan. Who else has a nonprofit? I know, Mimi, can you come on camera and come off mute and introduce yourself? To those of you who, if she
Hi,
can't.
Mary. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well. I'm hiding behind the camera. So, hi, my name is Mimi. I'm a founder and president of CG Women's Empowerment, CGW. We empower women in Oromia, part of Ethiopia, creating economic self-sufficiency for women and children by giving a cow and providing reading rooms, solar light bulbs, clean water. It all starts with a cow. That's who I am. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome, Mimi.
Thank you for coming on, Mimi.
So Mimi just had the organization just had a great event. So and Mimi is she's so amazing at what she does. I get excited behind what she does because I'm like, I didn't understand the magnitude of what it is that she does until I actually sat down and listened to a presentation. So when she says that it starts with a cow, like for real, like moo, like real, a cow. She's been able to affect change in Oromia because of her heart. So people come together, and one of the things that I know that can benefit, or that me can need help with, it's all comes down to fundraising. So I know, well, at least I believe next year she'll be taking another group of people to Oromia so they can have the in-person experience of doing the work and actually seeing. And also in the interim, it's $650 for a cow, for one cow. And so when we were talking, when I went to her event last year, it's like, okay, what if there were 6 people that could give $100, 12 people that could give $50, just breaking it down into smaller pieces. And I think that is something for specific tasks. And I know we're coming up on the end of the year, and we had talked about end of year giving. And so, Mimi, is there something specific that we can help you with, any advice we can give you as of today?
I love hearing about the matching because we need to come up with the number, creating a reading rooms for the children to create reading room to practice reading and writing in rural areas. So per reading room, average cost is 1,800. So our goal is to create 2 reading rooms. So thinking for the year end, Christmas is coming, year end. So anything donated here, we can say matching. So I was interested to hear about the matching discussion that you were discussing about.
So you guys are looking to create 2 reading rooms.
Yes, we achieved for a cow. Actually, we overachieved buying cows, so we are short for reading rooms.
Do you
Okay.
have somebody who could be a matching donor, Mimi?
Say it again.
Do you have someone that you know that would be possibly interested in matching the donations you get? Somebody who can match each one with a donation of him or herself?
I have some people in mind, so just got to figure out the wording with our marketing director.
You can
And
also connect with Megan. She would be happy to. I'm speaking for her, but she's the most generous new nonprofit founder I know. And if you need a little help organizing or even wording, Megan online here, you can connect with her.
Yes, absolutely, Mimi.
thank you.
Here's an example for you, Mimi. So say the person that you know is named John. And you have a relationship with John. So this is not just somebody that, you found, but actually you have a relationship with. And you would like John to be an $1,800 donor. So you need we'll just say 2,000. So you need $2,000. And you say, this is our goal. It's going to cost $2,000 to create a reading room. And we would like to know if you would be our sponsor of a reading room. And then ask, and would you mind if we use your donation to serve as matching dollars to help encourage other people to donate? So people don't mind asking if you can, like, when they give, can you use their funds to serve as matching dollars?
Okay.
So what we were talking about earlier was the fact that Megan has someone that stepped up and said they wanted to donate $2,000, but they challenged her. They gave her a week to donate, or they gave her a week to raise $2,000 for the matching donation. And so, Mimi, do you know Chaz Futrell?
Chaz, no. Who is Chaz?
You don't know Chaz? He is the visionary behind Noble.
Yeah. I know him.
Okay, so Chaz is good at doing matching dollar sponsorships.
Okay.
So he's experienced in it. He's done it before. And if you let him know what it is that you're looking to do and ask him, if he would, you'd be surprised. He might just say yes.
Okay. He's a very nice person. Yeah, I will reach out to him.
Yeah, definitely Chaz. Oh,
Thank you.
you are welcome. Do you have Chaz's phone number?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I'm saying if you don't have it, I can give it to you.
I don't think I have his phone number. I have his email address.
I'll message you his cell phone number.
Okay.
You even get phone numbers.
Great. That will help. Thank you.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're gonna help you in real time, let's help you in real time. So, but yeah, I will send that to you. I won't put it on here since this call is being recorded, and I know Chaz would be like, Mary did not give my cell phone number out like that. I know what it's like. I remember 20 years ago when the person that created our website put my cell phone number on the website, and I found out like 4 days later, and I'm thinking, why am I getting all these phone calls? Who are these people? My cell phone number was on the website. And it is the reason why today I have so many cell phones, because I, don't want everybody to have my phone number. But no, I will send you Chaz's phone number.
Feel better, Mimi.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Who else do we have?
We have Nicole. We have Lana.
Okay. So we know Nicole is Nicole, I'll let you answer the question. Do you work? I know you help nonprofits, but is there a need that you may have, either you or Lana, have a need that we could help you with?
No, I don't have any needs right now.
You sure?
That's great.
I'm positive.
Okay. So usually I mean, even if it's, putting you in touch with some other nonprofits, since you work in the nonprofit space, or since you help provide a service that could benefit nonprofits, maybe it's a referral of other nonprofit leaders.
Well, it's definitely going to be nonprofit insurance renewal time, right? Coming up in January. So
Okay.
I know a lot of nonprofits are finding that their budgets are getting cut and they're needing to figure out how they can save money. So I would be a great resource just to start looking at shopping those between now and the end of December for those January 1 renewals. I'd be happy to take a look at anyone's coverage that's in the Ohio area.
So I have a question for you. So when you say nonprofit insurance, do you mean like D&O insurance or?
So yeah, the DNO, the GL, so everything that's really associated with the nonprofit. We've got some specific niche programs that are specific to nonprofits. It's not like they'll cover a burger joint on Monday and a nonprofit on Tuesday. I've got some organizations
Nope.
that only work with nonprofits specifically. So a lot of times our pricing
No.
is way cheaper.
Okay. That's good to know. That
Yeah.
is good to know.
And one of our biggest pricing differences is usually the commercial auto. So I took a lady from Progressive Commercial Auto. They had a small fleet of vehicles, and we saved her over $10,000 by moving to our nonprofit commercial auto
Okay,
program.
honey. All right. You got Uber all good? Okay.
Genevieve, you're not on mute.
Okay, bye.
You didn't put you on mute, Genevieve. It's okay though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um,
Yes. Doctor's appointments all day today. Sorry.
It's okay. But so Nicole, that is good to know. I will say this to everyone in the nonprofit space. Make certain that you have insurance for your governing board. A lot of times people that start nonprofits, they do not have insurance for their governing board, and we never know what might happen down the future. And if you do not have it, that could be an issue. And so that I'm learning, because for years I didn't have it, and didn't understand the importance of it. It's not something that is required, but it is something that is beneficial. And so now, so you said, Megan, you're limited to the Columbus, Ohio area, correct? Or the state of Ohio area? Or
Yes, for me, yes, the state of Ohio.
okay.
And we actually have a State Farm rep here. I'm sorry, not State Farm. Unico is the company that we are securing our board and directors insurance through.
What'd you say it was called?
Unico Group.
Okay, got it. So that sounds like the agency, Unico Group?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We have a direct agent that we've been working with because we're also working with them on a potential sponsorship for one of our events. So
Very nice. Very nice.
That's good. That is good. So, okay.
Mary,
yeah.
I'm learning how to ask, as we, meet people and have relationships, like if I want to help you with your insurance, can you help us with our event? So I'm learning to ask.
There is nothing wrong with asking. I am a firm believer of you have not because you ask not. Because literally, you literally never know. And oftentimes people tend to think for other people. Let me not ask them because they probably not interested. And you never know. It'd be the very person. I mean, you never know. You never know. And for someone, go ahead.
I was gonna say I exclusively donate to the nonprofits that are in my book of business. So when folks come during Giving Tuesday and this time of year, I literally just go through my book of business, and if they're not in there, I don't even consider a donation from my company.
So it's about building relationships.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad you said that. So Giving Tuesday. Are you all ready for Giving Tuesday?
Was there one more person? Was there Lana on here? Is she still on here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ah.
Lana, what can we help you with?
So one of the things, Nicole, I would like to have your information so we can talk a little bit more about insurance because, to be honest, I am on my own a nonprofit and I learn everything from YouTube and reading and ChatGPT and we're doing a lot of different things and we're growing and I feel like I'm lo not knowing little things. Like for example, like even the meetings with the board. I recently started recording because I'm like, I don't even have a clue how to record this thing. What needs to be part of the meeting? So I do a lot in these things like finding the housing, getting, make sure we have teams and building this and different things and figure out. But actually like structure of nonprofit, I'm feeling I am a little weak on it. And the more you guys talking about it, I'm like, I don't even know what it is. Why do you need this?
Can
Oh.
you put your email in the chat? I wrote a book on all these answers. I'll just send it to you on a PDF version. Can you put your email in there, Lana, please, in the chat?
Yeah,
Okay.
put it right now.
I'll answer some of your questions.
So the structure for your board meetings, Robert's Rules of Order. Robert's Rules of Order. That they will be a lifesaver. That's number one. Number two, recording your if you have Zoom board meetings. So some people still have in-person board meetings, others do Zoom. Record the meeting and then transcribe the meeting. So that way you have the minutes of the meeting. You can actually, now on Zoom, they have the ability to transcribe. And so you can transcribe that, or you can add the AI reader who will pay attention to the meeting and then send you the copy of it. That's going to be critical, especially if you want to go after future grant dollars, because there are some places that they ask you not only the demographics of your board, so they want to know, how many males, females are in, don't refuse to answer or whatever. What is your board made up of? How, by gender, by race, by income status, different things like that, and how many attend the they required, because there's some grants that actually your board has to meet a certain number of times a year to make certain that you're still in compliance. And so if I know there was an organization, they're like, oh, we just do quarterly board meetings. We meet once every quarter. It wasn't enough. And as a result, they were informed of them not doing it enough, and they had to make some changes. Lana, a person who would be very beneficial to have a conversation with is Dean Pulliam. And that's anybody that's in the nonprofit space. So all of you, his name is Dean Pulliam. He, if I remember right, he's got over 50 years of nonprofit world knowledge. He served as I think the director of nonprofit something for the Better Business Bureau. He's very, very, very knowledgeable about board governance and compliance and all of those things. He is someone that I recommend everyone have in their pocket as a contact person, just in case you have questions, especially as the founder of a nonprofit. Founders of a nonprofit, there are things that we do because we love the nonprofit that are the worst things that we can do. And it just is what it is. I mean, as someone that's 20 years in, I have many, many, many times, the organization needed something and didn't have the resources, and I just paid for it. Figure I just, I'll pay for it and I'll get reimbursed. It's no big deal. Yeah, to me, it wasn't a big deal. The people on the board, it wasn't a big deal. But there's a proper way of doing that and documentation and all of that stuff, where if you don't know about these things, then you set yourself up to have an issue that you don't even know, that you wouldn't even think is an issue. So
Yeah, because like even board members, like right now we have really simple board members because my fear is like do they have the vision? We have the vision, and are they gonna like shut it down and not make it work? Because this is kind of just framing, and we're using different things to make like. So like I'm scared to ask people to be on the board, and then if they get on board, what kind of effect they have it. So that's another reason. And like, okay, what's the best way to do it? That it's gonna be because it's not structured 100% yet. So we have the team, we're doing things. The more we're actually learning what's going on with the domestic violence, the more we're learning what it clinic, and from the research they cannot be. So they say, okay, make a sister, a parent, clinic will be a parent of nonprofit. And so then, because clinic will bring the funding and nonprofit will just be focused on the housing and services that are not covered by insurances. Because clinic will be like peer support, social worker, all that stuff can be covered by insurance and it's income. But I'm like, okay, do I really want it to have the parent? Do I want a clinic by itself? And the clinic will be just, all the referrals will come to the clinic because if the somebody comes to the shelter, they need to see a practitioner within 48 hours to make sure if we diagnose them, if it's anxiety, what kind of services they can be utilized. So now it's about structure. Okay, what's the best structure? Should we do separately? Should we do together? Should we just, all these little things.
Mm-hmm. So you're at the very, very, very beginning stages in the planning to
Yes.
understand what it is that you want to do. I've been there. I understand. I've been there. So yeah, Dean is someone that can be very beneficial for you because the National Association of Philanthropy, they had talked about, the days of fundraising and funding and things have changed. And that, they're encouraging nonprofits to have ways of generating income for the organization. And that is something that, oftentimes we don't think about, or we don't
Yeah.
think about it in that manner. At least I didn't. When I heard about that years ago, and I was like, oh well, I'll just go out and get a job, and I'll donate to the organization, because at the time it just made sense, but that wasn't what they were talking about. They were talking about like having organizational merchandise,
Yes. Yeah.
creative
So
things like that to be able to sell those things, and then the proceeds from that go toward the
yeah, so
organization.
that's another thing is that I'm not fundraising, I can't do it, and my vision always to nonprofit fund support itself. And one of the things that we're working completely different, that we're working with a couple companies that they give in donation to us, and then that's why the taxes, that's why it's all the legal stuff needs to be done in proper way. That's why it needs to be learned because then we get approved to resell that stuff. Technically, it's called redistribution. So it's actually idea from somebody else, and that's that's how they supported their nonprofit. And we're getting the goods right now, like toys, baby stuff, and everything. And I partner with other nonprofits because nobody knows me. So if I do an event, nobody's gonna come in. So I said, hey, I'm donating my stuff, put my banner on it, talked about it. I need a sign-in sheets and I need a pictures. So that's how I collaborating with other nonprofits, and that's how I'm actually meeting more people and doing all the extra stuff and eventually that when we do redistribution center, then they can come in and purchase it really cheap stuff, whatever it's going to be. And then all donations will go to support nonprofits.
So let me
Housing.
ask this question because it's, and correct me if I'm wrong, you are not yet a 501c3?
I am. We are.
Okay. So you got the paperwork process. So when people donate, they're okay. Because
Yes, they
what you were saying, it sounded like that you didn't yet have the paperwork in place for the nonprofit.
no, all the paperwork are filed in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
now,
now,
so now you are, so you're, the nonprofit is how old?
so paperwork I did in February this year. We've been doing this a year and a half, but we were doing with somebody else to see if we can partner. But then they said, "Hey, we don't want to do more than 50,000 to show," so we just decided to open our number. Not,
Okay. So you're February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So you're 8 months old.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, oh, even though you've been doing the work longer.
Yeah, we were
So,
babies.
um, so no, Genevieve, were you asking me that question, or who were you asking that question? You're on mute.
Megan, did I send you a copy of my book?
Not the new one.
Okay. All right. Anybody wants it? It's good if you're starting or if you're just stuck.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Didn't get a copy of the book. I feel some kind of way.
Your
Yeah.
first book, Genevieve, is what got me on this mission in the first place.
Uh-oh.
Well, I will say, so the gentleman that I was just talking about, Lana,
Mm-hmm.
or Lana, that is, to get to know, he is on here now. His name, Dean Pulliam. Dean, perfect timing. You came on at the right time. I let everyone know about your greatness, but I'd love for you to introduce yourself. These are several people on here are new nonprofits on a mission. There has been question about, one person has shared that they have some challenges about getting a governing board. We have Nicole on here who works with nonprofits to have insurance. So of course, I'm like, Dean, talk to Dean. So, but if you would introduce yourself.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dean Pulliam, and only believe half of what Mary said. The other half is I'm learning along the way, like everybody else, every single day, because the world that we work in changes dramatically from one 24-hour period to another. For those of you who are struggling with finding board members, so is everyone else. And my prediction for 2026 is that your challenges in developing boards and recruiting quality board members is only going to get more challenging, simply because of everyone's fear and trepidation about the funding cycles and the funding environment for the coming year. But fear not, because those who are determined will be victorious in the long run. You just need to keep at it. As Genevieve suggests in her work and in her writings, persistence pays. And so I encourage everyone to stay persistent.
Yeah, my fear about nonprofits is more about board members to make sure they see the vision we have and the vision continue. I maybe because I don't understand fully what's a board member do and how they operating, because right now, like I said, we have a vision, but our vision changed a little bit the more we understanding the needs. So we kind of like the more we research, for example, like we're helping women and children in domestic violence, the more we understanding exactly what do they need and what crisis they need, we kind of structure a little different how we approaching the housing. Okay, the housing, they need housing. So what kind of housing do they need and what's their budget? So we switching that around that, fits the category. So we're moving a lot of parts right now just because we're so new. And I don't know, I've scared that like the board member will come in and says, no, do black and white and that's it. And I'm like, so, in this time you can't really do black and white. So that's my fear is about board members and to find the proper board members, make sure they see the vision we have.
Well, your fear is well founded, and you should not be recruiting board members until you have an identified mission statement that you can propose to prospective board members. to be able to say, this is what we do, and we need your support in making this happen. That mission needs to be stable and not necessarily carved in stone, but it needs to be stable and something that you can feel motivated by and intentional about, so that the board members that you're recruiting know exactly why they're coming and joining your team, and what they can personally contribute to the accomplishment of that mission goal.
Another thing is you were talking about, the grants and sponsoring and everything, and I was talking earlier that like right now we in the stage that we're trying to make a sponsor ourselves. That this is my biggest mission, because everything we do is how it can be sustained. If it's a housing, how it can be self-sustained. If it's a program, how it's self-sustained. And then, like I said, we think to open a redistribution center when we get approved for it, that it will, all the funds will come and it will self-sustain. So we don't have to look as much for fundraising and grants and everything like that, because I feel like it's getting harder and harder to even find anything.
Well, fundraising is no easy task, and fundraising is built on friend making and relationship development. You can't successfully raise funds for sustainability or even secure grants for sustainability until you build relationships. And that
Yeah.
takes time and effort, which again is a part of establishing a sound mission, a clear vision, and not scattering yourself so broadly that you don't have energy to cover the whole waterfront.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're working right now, and we been meeting a lot of people, and then that's how I'm kind of the people know about us the way I was saying earlier. We have goods that it's been donated to us and we have to donate back. So instead for me to do the events, I am partnering with other nonprofits and say, hey, I'll bring the goods to you, not to your event. If we can just have a table with our logo, if we can just talk about our mission and everything. And that's how I kind of people start knowing us more. And that's how I'm meeting other nonprofits and other just people all over. And then honestly, with God's glory, when we have women reach out to us, and even a couple months ago, we don't have housing, we don't have anything, just because like, okay, it's cost of rent, cost this one. When they reach out to us, we finding somebody reach out to us says, hey, I have a house that I need a rent. And it's just kind of matching, everything matching just so perfectly. And then we built through meeting other people, we build a team that we have social workers, spiritual care, we have financial education. So we have 6 months program that they come in and we help them with the bills. We have a house, they move in the house, and then that 6 months we help them through this process so they can be graduated and be successful until it.
Well, you seem to have a process in place, and if it's working, keep working it.
It is, it's working. It's just, sometimes you're getting a fear, like what's next? The board member, make sure all the paperwork's correctly, the taxes. So we're doing your taxes and they're asking all this million questions about different scheduling. I'm like, I don't even know. ChatGPT help me.
That is, the benefit of developing relationships. And, there was a time when I used to track, everything ourselves. It was like, oh, and then I'll just put it on the taxes. I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm glad that through relationship, I was able to take on doing the taxes for us. And then when they learned more about the work that we were doing, they became board member, because they were like, oh, okay, I get it. Let me, I want to help you. I want to see this happen. But it started out with developing the relationships, and that's beneficial for everyone. Because one of the things that Dean said is it going to get harder? Yes, it is absolutely going to get harder before it gets better. But better is coming. You just got to navigate through. I remember when it was a pandemic, for us, we would attend events And at the events, we would ask people to make a donation. And so that we would do that on a regular basis. And that was how we sustained the organization. Well, when the pandemic happened and the country shut down, it was like, oh, we have a problem because there's not any events happening. And if there's no events happening, then we can't engage with people and ask them to make donations. We risk going under.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only by the grace of God that we made it through to still be here now on the other side of the pandemic. But I know several nonprofits that didn't make it through the pandemic.
Yeah. Right now, the way we have funds, we actually donating percentage from our business. We have freight company that we're working so that based on our business, how much we make, that's how we're sponsoring right now. And that's how everything coverage going around. It's hard. I'm telling I'm horrible with fundraising. So one of the team members, so she's collaborating and everything, and I'm actually gonna invite her over. She's an amazing person. She's my little mentor who makes me get off my shelf a little bit. She's writing books, and so we have decision to have an event that if you wrote a book, you can do a book fundraising that you can bring your books and sell it, and then based on the level of the nation can be they can talk about their book and all these little things. So that's something we're working, and she knows a lot of people who writes books, so I think that's going to be a great little thing that we're doing.
Kind of like a book fair.
Yes, kind of.
And so if you're the
Lana.
nonprofit that's partnering with a book fair,
Mhm.
then there's a fee for people setting up a vendor booth.
Mhm.
And when they set up the vendor booth, then they can sell their books, but they got to pay the vendor fee. And the vendor fee collectively will take care of the fundraising event or expenses, as well as be the donation for the organization. So if you say, I want to do this event, and I want to raise $20,000. Okay, then you got to, we know if we're going to do this event, the goal is to raise $20,000. How much do the vendor tables need to be? How, let's see if we can get sponsorships and all of those things. So,
Mhm.
and then you mentioned something that businesses give you items, and
Yes,
with
we
those
we pay fees, small fee for items.
we'll talk about it. So for the last 15 years, I have partnered with the hair and beauty industry, and I get all kind of products for free because we're a nonprofit. And then I are able to take those items to other events. And when people make a donation, we give them the items. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes it so much easier.
I know. I think just because my mentality is different, it's like, who's gonna give you free stuff? Nobody's. So I still have to learn the mentality because I'm like, nobody wants to give her free stuff. How are you gonna be? Let me able to pay a tiny little fees. It's still cheap enough.
You'd be surprised how many businesses want to, they like to give, believe it or not, they really do. Like
Well,
for me, it was the hair and beauty industry. I mean, this one company gave me 800 bottles of nail polish. Every single color you can imagine. So like the big boxes that bananas come in,
Mm-hmm.
they gave me 6 of them. All kind. I got I'm still giving away nail polish. And so when people make a $10 donation, they get 3 bottles of nail polish.
Mm-hmm.
And they love it. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be done with nail polish, but I think I got maybe 200 bottles left. But it's like, and the only reason I was at an event and they didn't want to pay to ship it home.
Mm-hmm.
And they were either going to just leave it. And then I happened to walk past, like, well, we're a nonprofit. You can donate it if you like. We like. And so they gave it to me. I got nail polish, I got shampoo, I got conditioner, I got frizz control, you name it, all kind of stuff. You would think I was in the industry, but I'm not. And I let people know I'm here to raise money. But if you make a donation, then depending on how much you give is how much you get. So, and it kind of changed the way in which we were doing things
Mm-hmm.
versus, paying to have a vendor booth or paying a reduced fee to have a vendor booth. That was their donation to us, and then we did the work to help them.
Lana, you need to change your perspective and realize when a business gives you something, there's no need for you to pay a fee for that, no matter how small it is. It is a tax write-off for the business. They're giving you that item to benefit themselves.
So this is done other they're nonprofits and they're getting all these donations from all these big companies, and then they say you paying the shipping fees, it's a small amount to it. So that's what it is. I was thinking to go directly to the companies and see what it is, but I'm like, okay, I don't even know how even to start it and everything, and then like we want to have a redistribution center. So if they say, hey, here's your pallet or truckload of stuff, we know what to do with that and move it fast.
Well, now you're beginning to think like a real fundraiser when you say, oh, I could cut the middleman out and go directly to the source. That you need to begin making those kinds of friends. And obviously, you feel a moral obligation to pay shipping fees for the nonprofit to forward those items to you. And I concur with that. One nonprofit needs to support another. Collaboration is key. So that's an important identification for you. And I hope that you begin to take the mentoring from your extrovert staff member seriously, because you are the face of the organization. You have to be the fundraiser as well. You need to be able to make the ask and be comfortable in doing that.
So my thing is, why would they donate to us if it's a million different organizations try to reach out to them? Like, what are we so special? I think that's what sometimes kind of choke me out when I see a lot of an organization going around and making this big deal of it. And I'm like, why would they do, like, what are we special? We tried to do this, but now what's so special? Why would they come to us and work with us?
That's what you have to sell. You have to make them understand why your organization. It doesn't matter if there's 80 different businesses going to them. You have to separate why you have to bring that passion so that they feel that passion and want to be a business that partners with you.
So, Lana, I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio is one of the largest breast cancer research towns literally in the country. 20 years ago, the two vocal breast cancer survivors in the country lived in Columbus. One of them was a TV anchor, and the other one, her husband played in the NFL. And they had their nonprofits. And then there was me. And I used to think like, who's gonna, who am I? Because this is, this was me and that was them.
Yeah.
And someone gave me an award. Well, actually, it was the Coleman Foundation gave me an award. And when they found out what I was doing, they were like, what can we do to help you? Because what you got going on is so this and so that. And because of them, they were like, we can't help you fundraise. But what we can do is make certain that you're at the table. And they would invite me to events and they were like, just talk. Mary, just talk. That's all you gotta do, just talk. And so when you say, there's all these other organizations out there and what would make them choose me, if you don't believe you're worth it, nobody else is going to believe you're worth it. And so the work that you're doing, you have to I feel like I'm at church, y'all. I'm a preacher. You have to know that you know what you're doing is powerful, it is needed, it is impactful. You have to know that, because at the end of the day, you may have to talk to yourself, because there may not be, your board members may come on and be like, yeah, we believe, and then your board members may just ghost you and leave. But you still got to know. I can promise you, I would not be able to say that I've been doing this for 20 years if I worried about the other organizations that's out there. Because the other organizations that are out there are getting government funded, they're getting millions of dollars, they're doing all this stuff. But at the end of the day, when the people really, really are trying to find some help, they're reaching out to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's true.
we're the ones that St. Jude reaches out to, the
Mm-hmm.
Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, the Komen Foundation, and all these big cancer organizations. We only look, our budget ain't even 100,000, but you
Mm-hmm.
guys get millions, and you know how big y'all know. I mean, the cancer organization, they know the impact that we have, and so
Mm-hmm.
you have to know that yourself. You're talking about wanting to provide support services for people that are dealing with domestic violence. That is so powerful. And you have to know, you have to believe it. Because if anything, it's not why should somebody else want to do it? If you don't believe in what you're doing, nobody's going to believe in it more than you.
No, I believe it and I can see it. And like I said, anime is just trying to hit hard, and that's why I kind of recognize now, just because it's hitting hard, and I was like, you know what? I'm going the right direction and I'm going to continue. It's just harder just because a lot of stuff going on, and I'm like jumping my knees and it's like, God, it's all in your hands, and send the people my way and help
You
me.
need to have people around you that can encourage you when it gets rough.
Yeah, that's why I met Tammy. Tammy introduced me to you guys, and the whole doors keep opening up. Oh,
Love it. I
That's
love
great.
it.
If I could
Here's
ask,
I have one quick creative opportunity for you for fundraising.
yeah.
And I can't remember exactly where you're located, but have you tried any different restaurants to see if they do any like give backs? We've partnered with a couple different restaurants that do usually it's not their busiest night of the week, but let's say they pick Monday and they'll donate, some are 5% of sales that night, some are 20% of sales. Chipotle in our area has been great. Runs as a wonderful fast food restaurant. Sometimes, larger restaurants will do it, but sometimes fast food places will do it. And it's, again, it's not going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars, but again, any little bit counts. And if you can get a few hundred from this restaurant and a few hundred from that restaurant, because it's not coming out of their bottom line, it's just a percentage of the sales that they make for that evening.
Do you have to
That's a
like a pitch? How you pay? How you like come in and ask them?
Yep. If it's sometimes you have to go through like their website, but if it's a more of a local restaurant, walk in with, obviously your 501c3 information and you're passionate about why you're asking for their support. And if you have any testimony about what your nonprofit does in the community, anything that you can share that will show your passion and why you're asking for their help, they may be interested in helping you because it helps drive business.
Yeah, definitely.
Chipotle does that. Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, Applebee's, Roosters, almost all the restaurants do it. You go to their website and look under, they either have philanthropy, giving, or something, and you can actually request a day. They'll call you and ask you some details. You answer the questions. They'll send you a picture. You give it out to people. They go eat, and then the people say, "Oh, I'm with supporting this group," and then they just send you a check. We can talk about that. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Every
Nicole, you
penny
had
counts.
something?
yeah, I wanted to bring the risk management perspective. I know that you were saying that you receive donations and sometimes you're making a small fee. Mary talked about the nail polishes that she got. As a nonprofit, I think it's really important to remember that you're accepting products from another organization that you're redistributing. The question sometimes needs to be asked, who is going to be held responsible in the event that those products that you receive cause someone harm? So if someone gets those health and beauty products from Mary and they end up getting sick and they break out in a rash, they're going to say, oh, I got these from Mary Jenkins and her organization. Mary's going to say, oh, no, I got them from so-and-so. And then if it ends up in a lawsuit, you're going to have people pointing fingers at each other. Same thing if you receive food items that maybe if there was a recall or something wasn't appropriately stored and someone gets sick. that line of liability is going to go back to the same person that gave that to them. So when you are making these deals with your organizations, there should be maybe some legal component. Maybe your attorneys can help you all determine some contract language that says who is held harmless or so forth, and then making sure that your liability insurance is up to date and understanding what you are receiving. On my desk right now, I'm working with an organization who receives donations of car seats. And then they redistribute them to the community. Well, that's a huge big deal about these car seats because of all the safety and everything that goes around it. And so there's lots of liability concerns around those kinds of things. And I don't know that nonprofits always think about that. What happens if somebody gets sick or harmed from a donation that I redistribute out to the community, and then who's going to be held liable? And no one really knows the answer to that question. But if someone wants to find out, it's definitely going to go to court. There's definitely going to be some legal fees, and your general liability insurance is designed to protect you and send someone to defend you on your behalf and kind of go to court and work all those things out so you can continue to run your business. So I just want to bring that up so folks can start to think about that as they are continuing to build out their organization so that they know where the liability lies and that they do have a layer of protection of liability insurance. So if something like that comes about, they're fully protected. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I will say, so
Yeah.
when I go to these hair shows, you are required to have insurance. And at first I was like, but we don't sell any products. We're just asking people for donation. We don't do that. But then I started thinking about liability because at these different events, I mean, it's not open to the general public. So the people that come to the events are either licensed or they're in school in the industry. Granted, okay, they should know whether or not to put something in their hair or to use it, whatever. But the thing was, if somebody got something and they used it and all their hair fell out, who would be legally responsible? And so these events require you to have liability insurance up to $1 million. And I said, at first I didn't like it. But then when I understood about that risk factor, I was like, oh no, because we're not sending Mary Jenkins to jail because somebody that doesn't know what they're doing went and got some relaxer and burnt their head up and all that. We're not doing that. I'm not, I can't. So bringing that up is definitely important, especially when receiving and redistributing any type of product or anything like that. So thank you, Nicole. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And
Yeah.
Mary,
And
it
I
wouldn't be
think
you who
that's
would be in trouble. Guess who they go after? They're going to go after your board of directors because they're going to say the board of directors is the ones who signed off on being able to do this service. So being able to think about how important that job is of the board of directors. And so if that lawsuit is large and it's $1 million and that insurance isn't there, it doesn't go away. So they're going to go and find out who's listed on the IRS as your board of directors board and wherever you've put this information out, and they can personally go and sue your board of directors individually. And that is something that no board of director member is ever going to want to hear. So it makes all the sense in the world to make sure that you've got that liability to protect the org and the board of directors insurance to protect that board so they can feel confident knowing that the things that they are doing, it isn't going to come back and hit them in the pocketbook.
Correct. Correct.
those are great tips, and
That
it
was
made me.
powerful a bunch of information and perfect timing that Frank Agan came back on. He is a former attorney who was in that arena, and I'm sure that he could speak about the importance of the risk factors and potential lawsuits and the importance of board networking and all those things. But he is here. It is actually it's 1 o'clock already. See, the time went by really, really fast. So Frank, if you would like to share anything with the group before we, go through our see us next month information. And I know Crystal put some information in the group as well. So if you want to share anything, Frank?
No, I agree with Nicole. Get insurance. So it's very inexpensive.
That's the number one thing.
Yep, it's very inexpensive. So yeah, I've been around. I've been listening. I get I have my own demons to fight here. So I'm in business. I have issues. I'm not complaining. If I didn't have issues, I wouldn't be in business. So I will
You
get
could
this.
complain if you wanted to, but would it be beneficial?
No, no, oh, there's nothing to complain about. It's business is all about solving problems, right? And so if you have problems to solve, you have a business. So some problems are just different than others. I will get this loaded up to the YouTube ASAP as soon as we're done. So,
So, Crystal, do you have anything? And I
Yeah,
saw what you put in for.
I just had one quick thing to offer. ChatGPT is a wonderful friend when we're trying to navigate this space, especially if we have limited resources to hire different attorneys or accountants or things like that. So, one recommendation that I have to people that are using ChatGPT or other AI sources for information, for ChatGPT, use the deep research feature and ask it to provide you the sources that it is pulling that information from so that you can further verify it. And then after you do that part, have a professional. So if maybe you had some questions about the liability that we're talking about, and you went into ChatGPT and kind of came up with a clause. After you do that part, see if you can have someone that's an attorney to review that for you and give you additional feedback. So it's fine to use AI to help you kind of get some of your bare bones together, but ask it, number one, to stated sources if you are going into Chat GPT or a model like that. And I'm happy to sit with anybody if they have specific questions and want to see how to further use that. But other than that, this has been a really, really great conversation. And I'm excited for each of you where you are in your journey with your nonprofit.
Awesome. Next month, what is next month's date? You know, I unfortunately have to use my cell phone since my laptop has decided to do something and I don't even know what it's doing.
It's the 12th.
Okay. So December the 12th will be our next gathering. It will be a holiday. So yeah, so we'll continue the conversation, preparing going into the next year, going into the new year. I thank everyone for being with us. I thank everyone that contributed. If you saw in the chat, there was the information about the YouTube channel. There's a lot of great information that is on the Charitable Roundtable YouTube site, where different people, we've had topics and things. And I think we, definitely is room to have conversations. I'm so interested about the risk factor and the impacts of that on the nonprofit space. I hadn't thought about it a whole lot in a long time about how it could apply to other organizations. And so that is an opportunity as well. So if you have yet to follow or subscribe to the YouTube channel, please do so. Please, when you see us sharing about the Charitable Roundtable, share it with your network so that way we can have many, many more people. If you have a specific topic that you would love to have us talk about, you can reach out to myself, Genevieve, Frank, Crystal, Kurt, and we will get the information and we will see what we can put together to be able to help you. Is Genevieve still on here?
No, she had to go to a
Okay,
wedding.
she jumped off. Okay. Oh, that's right. She had to go to Rhode Island. So I want to thank Genevieve. Then also for those of you that are in Ohio, and if you have a business, you know people that are in business, which we all know someone, please, 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 please have them do the cybersecurity assessment that Dr. Olivia Hernandez has. She shared the link in the chat. That is something you don't know how much you don't know how much you don't know about your organization or about your website or about your link or anything until you know. I have shared before about the fact that I got hacked on Facebook and it went to a place that I never ever thought it would. My personal Facebook pages, the organization Facebook pages, my business pages, and then in my Instagram pages for all aspects of it. That was done. And then, when I got the knock at the door from a sheriff from the state of Ohio, because they were looking into investigating what was going on, it was crazy. By the grace of God, I knew someone that owns a cybersecurity company that put me in touch with someone from the FBI, and we had to get the FBI involved. They got involved. They were able to resolve everything, and I was able to get my pages back. But the reality of it is, had I had some different safeguards in place, probably wouldn't happen. And so, if you have not looked into cybersecurity, definitely please do so, especially being on here. With that, I want to say thank you. I pray that all of you have an amazing Thanksgiving with people that you know, friends and loved ones. Please, if you haven't, or everyone should have by now, put their contact information in the chat so that way we can follow up. And if there's nothing else, or have an amazing day, and thank you everyone for joining us. Yes, Frank?
Nicole just threw it in the chat. Cybersecurity. You can get security for that. You can insurance. You can insure that risk.
You can get insurance. Okay.
That is correct. However, there are a lot of
look at Nicole
requirements for
smile.
that.
She's all over this stuff. So
So I will
Yes.
say this then. Dr. Hernandez, Dr. Olivia, and Nicole, you guys need to have a conversation, because you guys may be able to help further what you're doing and help support what she's doing and create the win-win.
Indeed. Olivia, I'm already in your LinkedIn inbox, ma'am.